On this week's episode of Marketing O'Clock.
After years of hearing about a cookieless future, Google is doing a 180 and following the dough.
Microsoft Advertising has a brand aid for advertisers looking to exclude branded terms from Pmax.
And Google is breaking hearts by breaking links.
All on today's show.
Welcome, you are listening to Marketing O'Clock. Just stay tuned. Digital marketing news, but let's get specific. Digital ads, SEO and analytics, social media and more. Pretty much everything that'll make your website perform. With new shows every Friday. We give you the news with sass and puns and definitely hot takes. Thank you for tuning in. You know what time it is. It's officially Marketing O'Clock. Settle in, sit back, keep it locked.
Hey there, I'm Christine Zernheld.
AKA Shep.
I'm Julia Mateer.
And I'm Greg Finn.
And it's officially Marketing O'Clock.
Here on July 26th, 2024.
We've got a new face here today. Julia Mateer.
Hey, yeah.
Ever met here?
Julia is one of the best marketers we have in PPC. Julia is my go-to. Julia, when I need something done, I just give it to Julia, and Julia knows like my style of things where I'm like not a micromanager. I'm barely a manager. I'm just like, can you do this? Like, we need this to work. What do we? And then Julia's answer is always, okay, done. Right? So Julia has a deep background in PPC, and we want to make sure that we have good coverage as Jess Bud is going to be headed out for maternity here soon. So welcome, Julia. Happy to have you here. How are you feeling?
I feel great. Happy to be here.
And Julia's got some hot takes on PPC and life. So we're excited to hear them.
Wow. Thanks.
Yeah. And we finally have like the voice of Gen Z. You're Gen Z, correct?
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, sure.
Julia,
certainly
I will be.
You won't have any nearly as many old man takes, I'd say.
Yeah.
So we've got the voice of Gen Z. We're gonna anoint you Gen Z, even if you're not.
Okay. Thanks.
And before we get into the news this week, we want to thank Optimizer for sponsoring today's show. Optimizer is the modern PPC management software built for PPC people like you and me, all three of us.
Yes.
They have a ton of amazing tools and resources to offer for PPC people, which we're really excited to tell you about over the coming weeks as we have this partnership. But first this week, we want to talk about one of my favorite offerings from Optimizer, which is Optimizer for Paid Search. This is the all-in-one paid search management platform for Google and Microsoft ads. And you guys know Fred Valleys from Optimizer is one of the best and brightest minds out there for RSAs. So one of the best parts of this Optimizer for Paid Search tool is they help you optimize your RSAs, your extensions, your assets. They have all these tools in there that will do it for you and make AI-based suggestions for your ads. So that's one of my favorite parts. And I don't know about you guys. I think one of the worst parts about PPC these days is like the search query report.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing in there. It's all other. I don't want to look at it. I don't have time. It makes me sad. There are no matches. And Optimizer takes care of all of that for you. They help you identify and add queries as positive and negative keywords. They do all of that for you. It's automated, automating your keyword management with custom rules.
And we're going to get into it, but Google and all of these little things, Google's profit is through the roof. Mm-hmm. And Optimizer helps you take back and spend your money effectively.
Speaking of which, it can help you optimize your manual or smart bidding strategies, help you with budget optimization across platforms, which is so important. And again, help you keep some of that money in your pocket instead of giving it to the ad platforms. All of these features will help you analyze, monitor, optimize, automate, and report more quickly with less effort, fewer errors, and higher efficiency. It's great for managing multiple accounts at scale, looking at you agency peeps, or diving deep into a single account. We love Optimizer, but don't take our word for it. Book a demo right now at optimizer.com/demo-request. That is optmyzr.com/demo-request. Or click the link in this episode description to learn more. Thank you, Optimizer.
And you said that was spelled optmyzr.com/demo-request, right?
Yes.
All right.
Thanks,
Check it
Greg.
out. We have gigantic news in the dessert space here as Google has done a 180 on cookie deprecation, whatever you want to call it. We've heard
Deprecation.
I know it is. We've heard for years now that Google is going to be getting rid of cookies. And they have come out with a variety of different things that have all fallen by the wayside. Mm-hmm. They first came out with the Federated Learning of Cohorts, or FLoC.
That was a fun time.
It was a good acronym. I like that one. And the O was a lowercase o. And then they took that and threw it to the trash. Then they came out with topics. And I don't even ever know what happened to the topic side of things.
They just like disappeared.
And then they came out with the privacy sandbox, where they're like, let's just figure out ways to make it work without cookies.
Like they never had a plan.
No, and they're like, yeah, let's figure it out. So they came out and basically cookies are alive. And I'll get to that in a second. But I thought one of the findings was really interesting, where they said it was an article called Results from Our Display Ads Experiment with the Privacy Sandbox APIs. So they took a bunch of these different versions that were non-cookie based, and they said that for advertiser spend with some of these different types of targeting, they were able to see an 89% recovery in Google Display Ads, so close to cookies. The return on investment saw 97% recovery in conversions per dollar. But the biggest thing was the remarketing recovery. They said across campaigns using only remarketing audience, our experiments showed a 55% advertiser spend recovery in Google Ads and 49% in display and video 360. So I think the biggest thing is they found that they could still kind of like target well based off of your persona and, you know, all of the information, but that remarketing number stinks.
Yeah.
Right. And so they came out in the post, and it's really funny after they're like, cookieless world. They're like, in light of this, we are proposing an updated approach that elevates user choice. Instead of deprecating third-party cookies, we would introduce a new experience in Chrome that lets people make an informed choice that applies across their web browsing. And they'd just be able to adjust that choice at any time. We're discussing this new path with the regulators, and we'll engage with the industry as we roll this out. So basically going to give people a choice to be tracked, make it easy in Chrome, and you can opt out if you do not want cookies tracked.
Yeah.
So
it's like that survey we talked about last week. If you want to see better ads, don't opt out.
Right. Yeah. I was like, I don't like my 5% of the ads are good. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, I never understood how you could ever do any type of remarketing without cookies. Like, none of it makes sense unless you're like violating some other personally identifiable information. You'd have to. Like, that's what remarketing is. And obviously, like, there's great remarketing.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, like, you see good ads. Do you buy ads off remarketing? You probably buy a lot of stuff online. True?
Yeah, a little bit.
Do you like remarketing?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Well, one other good piece of news is that we have our resident cookie expert here today, Julia. For the record, Julia used to work in Insomnia Cookies. Did you know that?
Wait, you did?
Sorta. It was campus cookies, but it's the same
campus
thing.
cookies.
It's
Okay.
the same thing. But
So-
shout out to that. Actually not.
It's too late. It's too late. You just gave it. Okay, campus cookies. So let's dive in a little deeper. We need to get the technical information here.
Okay.
How many kind of cookies did you offer?
Like 40 probably.
Did
I
any-
worked there for 2 weeks, let me preface.
Oh, the story gets better. What was the number one selling cookie?
Probably just chocolate chip.
Why would you have any other cookies than chocolate chip?
I don't know, to be honest.
What was
they
the
had
worst cookie flavor they had?
weird like raspberry ones.
Okay, and what did you do with campus cookies here?
I delivered them from 9 p.m. to 3 a.m.
No way.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, now, I'm assuming a lot of weekend deliveries.
Oh yeah.
Average consumer.
College campus, Friday night. A lot of just people really, happy, having a good time.
Did you eat raw cookie dough? Cookie dough.
Occasionally, yeah. They
That
were
would-
like little.
I would
but
eat it all
nice.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's also like concern from our audience that you are out there really pushing diabetes on people. You also worked in an
Yeah.
ice cream store.
I did. And Starbucks, so
Yeah. Favorite ice cream?
Probably strawberry cheesecake.
So last question. Did you resign from the cookie company or did you maybe miss a delivery?
No, I resigned because I originally applied to decorate cookies and then ended up having to deliver them. So, yeah.
Okay.
Their loss.
Yeah.
All right.
And then you were out of the cookie industry forever.
I was.
Just to be sucked right back in here at Cypress North. All right. And that was Julia, our technical cookie expert. Shep, what's going on in main news for you?
Next up here, Anu from Search Engine Land is reporting this week that Microsoft Advertising is introducing brand lists. These allow advertisers to exclude their ads from appearing alongside specific brands, much like the brand exclusion lists do for Google. I don't know why they wouldn't call them the same thing.
And just a note, this is for Pmax only,
Yes,
correct?
for Pmax campaigns.
Okay.
So advertisers can create up to 20 brand lists, and you can add your branded keywords or competitor keywords to exclude them from Pmax, and you can apply them to certain Pmax campaigns. You don't have to apply them to all of them. And this is trying to combat one of the biggest problems for Pmax, which of course is you don't see the keywords that you're matching with, and you're probably having a lot of searches for like branded and competitor, and that's inflating the results. So this allows people to negate that as much as they possibly can. They can also add brands from a predefined list or request specific brands to be added. So I think in Google, like most accounts, they recommend your own brand on a list, and then you can add competitors if you want to. So I'm assuming it's the same thing. This says that they cover misspellings automatically, and they also note that after setting these up, there will be an editorial review process for brand requests, and it could take up to 4 to 6 weeks for brand requests to be reviewed. But this is a great option for people who want to get rid of that branded traffic from Performance Max. I just have a bone to pick with the Google one, and I hope this is better, because it says it gets rid of misspellings. But we look for some accounts where we're trying to get rid of branded, and it doesn't get rid of like close variants for brands. And it's a big problem. Like we see things in the search trends that are the brand name,
Right.
but just like a modifier of it. And it's really hard to get rid of it.
Wait, so you're saying the advertisers are better at doing their job than Google is?
Yeah, like give us a negative keyword list. That would be nice, besides at the account level.
I agree. Like you're going to put these terms in and you're going to show up for all these misspellings. But then you can't figure out like the misspellings and all the variants for the brand. Like what is the purpose of the brand list then? Like do you just have like the actual name as a negative in there?
Yeah. Well, this says it will take misspellings into account, but not close variants.
Not close variants.
So if you
Gotcha.
have like a variant of your brand name that's just a little off, I have an example in mind that I think you know about in one of our accounts.
Okay.
It's not going to negate that. And it'll show up in your search themes report or in your insights. So I would like a real negative keyword list, thank you. But I guess it's better than nothing.
Julia, are you actually good at decorating cookies?
No, but I could have been.
I feel like that when I think like I feel like you'd be like good at making the cookies. You'd be like, I've got this done and I'm gonna like experiment and try it. Like I'm gonna toss a little more salt in this one and see.
Right.
But I don't picture you the decorating type.
I can see it.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you. That was my dream.
I've heard stories about the ice cream shop and organizing the sprinkles that I think.
Oh. Tell me more.
Well, Julia said that she likes to go to the ice cream shop for the 4th of July event and mix together red, white, and blue sprinkles. So she has to pick out red, white, and blue.
Get
Okay, I do not pick
out
them
of here.
out.
How do you do this?
They come separated. I just like to mix them together.
Wow. Did you get a raise for that?
No, but I still go back and do it. And I don't work there. Haven't in like for years.
Julia's just the best. Just the best.
There's nothing she can't do.
All right, Julia, what do you got?
There was a post July 18th on the Google developers blog announcing that Google URL shortener links will no longer be available. Barry Schwartz discussed this on Search Engine Roundtable, saying that starting August 23rd, 2024, goo.gl links will start displaying. Should I
No, it's perfect.
Shep
No,
told me to
That's what I said.
Leave that in. I don't know how you say
What
it.
else are you supposed to say?
Like, I don't-
Goo.gl. That's the world we live in.
I
No.
literally asked her earlier how I should say
I just love leave this all in.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Oh my God. Okay.
Say that again?
What would you say?
G-O-O.
Google.
Oh, I said
I probably would
goo.gl.
say goo.gl. I probably would, but it just sounded really funny coming out.
What
from
did you say on It's New?
Barry covered it. I didn't.
What did he say?
I don't know. I'll run it back.
Starting August 23rd, 2024, goo.gl links will start displaying an interstitial page for a percentage of existing links to notify users that the link will no longer be supported after August 25th, 2025, prior to navigating to the original target page. Then, after August 25th, the link will then 404 and not redirect to the right destination URL. This was originally announced in 2018, but now we have a date for when it's actually happening. Google says they're doing this because of the changes they've seen in how people find content on the internet and the number of new popular URL shortening services that emerged in that time.
That's a lie. We need a fact check. We need like the CNN fact check. That's a lie. They don't want to keep the resources going. They don't want to spend the money, and that's why.
Yeah.
It's not because of like, oh, we've seen how people find content on the internet. Like, can somebody for once in life just tell the truth?
They don't care about people.
Just be like, we're not supporting it anymore.
Right.
Just say that. So people aren't finding content differently than 3 years. Maybe a little bit, but like, who cares? I still need shortened links for things.
Yeah.
Well, to that point.
Sorry to butt in,
Yeah,
Julia.
hopefully a lot of people aren't using it, right?
Right. That'd be crazy. Glenn Gabe shared on X last week how much of an impact this could have by saying, it's okay. There's only 3.6 billion goo.gl links.
That's what I would say.
That Majestic has picked up, and 36 billion historically. August 25th will be very interesting.
I just want to add one thing. One item I liked about Google's URL shortening service was the fact that when you created a link, you could easily get a QR code. And I thought that that was like a very nice feature where you could just instantly get it. It was free and you could have that done. So even if you look and you're running a Screaming Frog or something like that on your site looking for any of these links, you may also need to, if you've been using it the way that I was using it for quick, easy QR code generation, you may want to look at those and make sure that they're not going through this system, because a lot of times you just make one of those and then it's like done. So I would definitely check that out as well. Speaking of QR codes, we got Gen Z reporter here, Julia. I want to get your take, your generation's take. Speak for the generation.
Okay.
QR codes. Mm-hmm. Do you use them? Do you like them?
I think they're pretty convenient. It's kind of fun to, not have to read a menu or whatever.
When's the last time you used a QR code?
Probably like last week at some point. I feel like they're everywhere.
I feel like they've come back.
I've never, menus during the, you know what? That was the big.
Yeah. I used one last night to try to sign into MLB so I could watch the end of the Orioles game.
Yeah.
And now for this week's
Cool Tool.
As a reminder, our Cool Tool segment is not an official endorsement or paid mention. We're simply sharing something we found in our travels that may be of use to our listeners. And is really, really cool.
This week's Cool Tool is shared by Lori Gilstrap from Internet Ads Pro, and it is a cheat sheet for Google Ads keyboard shortcuts. The new Google Ads interface has kind of been ruining everyone's life, so hopefully these shortcuts will help make it a little better. And my favorite part about this was there's a shortcut to find the shortcuts. If you press Shift ? In the ads platform, it'll pull up the whole menu of shortcuts.
Amazing.
Yeah, you're a big shortcut fan, right?
I am. I always use GT.
Can we quiz you on a few?
Yes, I'm going to get it wrong, but go ahead.
All right, our first one, GA.
That's going to go to your accounts page.
Wrong.
It's going to go to audience.
Wrong.
Ads.
Yes.
Okay, I just stole that from you. I didn't even answer right the second time, though.
All right, next one, GJ.
What would it be?
I'm going to go to ad groups.
Wow, yeah.
Really?
Cheat.
I swear to God I didn't cheat. I just thought, what's the closest thing?
That's correct. Okay. Shift D.
That is going to go to display ads.
Okay.
Did I get it?
That's correct, yeah. All right. Okay, GY.
That is going to go to video ads. It's not YouTube. I'm going to go to your billing.
Wrong.
Settings?
Conversion settings.
Wrong.
Okay, I give up.
Recommendations.
I'm going to rip the Y button off my keyboard right now.
50%. Not bad.
Yeah, good job.
All right. Thank you, Lori.
Now it's time for this week's Take of the Week. This is a #fire digital marketing take with extra spice served up for you. We simply deliver the take for your consumption. We give no opinions. We don't influence. You make the call.
This week's Take of the Week comes from David Kyle at David Kyle on Twitter X. And David says, Is Google Ads really willing to lose 100% of the revenue over only getting 97% of it? I really want to test this. How is it even legal to selectively choose which clients you accept credit cards from and which ones you won't? And he shares an image from a senior account strategist at Google, Nick Velasquez. And Nick says, "Hi team, I know I shared this already, but I wanted to check in because your account is going to be suspended in just over 2 weeks if you don't make the monthly invoicing change. We know you have a lot on your plate, but this is urgent change for the account." This is a great point.
Yeah.
How are you allowed to selectively say that one person cannot use credit cards and has to go to invoicing, and then the competitor doesn't have to?
And even if they would just say what the threshold is, because there is one.
There's no threshold, according to Google. There's no threshold, Shep. It's just not fair.
I wish we could get all of our clients to band together and really test them.
I
don't accept.
I think about that sometimes. If you could actually, but the problem is there's too many. You just will never be able to. But if you could pause on a day just to be I need the interface to work. I know you just had Google Marketing Live.
Yeah.
I know you had all this stuff. We just want to be able to work in the interface. And
Go on strike?
Yeah, go on strike. Or
Well,
whatever.
Facebook did it a few years ago. People did it with Facebook, remember?
It didn't really work.
I know. I feel like it's the same
It
thing.
never works.
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought that was a great take that, again, selective decisions being made there. Thank you, David. All right, and before we get into the lightning round this week, I want to talk about something amazing outside of the tool, obviously, from Optimizer, the PPC Town Hall. There's one really good guide that I have in life, and it's don't tell me how much you care. I cannot hear those words because your actions are speaking so loud. And Optimizer is at the forefront of PPC education with their fantastic town halls. And that is just, when somebody is that committed, like we talked about with previous sponsors, you know that it's a good product, and we're selective with what we want to promote. And Optimizer is leading the way on in-depth, informational, educational content that will help you succeed. And when you give your money to somebody, give it to the people that are helping you more than the others and that genuinely care. And I've got 3 town halls. If you like one, go to the next. This is my playlist. This is my day list, all right, from Optimizer Town Hall. First up, PPC Town Hall 91. It's the PPC Survey 2024, Insights, Benchmarks, and Trends in PPC, AI, Pmax, and more. And you are going to cover everything that was uncovered in the PPC survey and what it means for you and how to succeed and thrive moving forward. Secondly, the fantastic Melissa Mackey in PPC Town Hall 87 had something called How to Run Your PPC Account Audits that can save you thousands of dollars in ad spends. And then lastly, Sam Tomlinson, PPC Town Hall 90, had How to Use ChatGPT Code Interpreter to Analyze Your PPC Campaigns. Optimizer is here for you. They're here to make you better. Not only with the fantastic tools that they have to offer, but with the amazing information that you can find at PPC Town Hall. And I would implore you, if you're watching this on YouTube, go subscribe over on Optimizer and check it out at optimizer.com/PPC Town Hall, all one word. That's optmyzr.com, optmyzr.com/PPC Town Hall. Check those out. You won't want to miss them.
And free for everyone. You don't have to be an Optimizer customer.
What a time it is to be alive. When I was coming up in this industry, there's no help. Everybody treated you like crap. And now Optimizer's like your best friend.
I know.
What is happening? You have it so good, Julia. Gen Z. You got it made.
Lucky me.
Now it's time for this week's Pew Pew Lightning Round. At this point in the show, we split up our content into 3 parts: paid, organic, and social.
First up in the paid universe this week, Anu is reporting for Search Engine Land that overlay ads are now available on Instagram Reels. And Greg Finn called these rat ads.
We're in our Monday morning training, and I'm like, these are rat ads. I I don't know. You try to make it entertaining, like this show. I feel like that's how you learn.
When you call something a rat,
I just got to tell the audience. I don't know what's going on. It is so hot down here.
I know.
My glasses just fogged up.
Greg uses rat as like an adjective, and that's when you know.
I think it's a good adjective.
Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad, I think.
When has rat ever been
You've
good?
talked about like rat campaigns before where you just want some cheap clicks.
Yeah.
But
they're not good campaigns.
But then you're clearly using them for a purpose.
Yeah, to test. I'm like a fiduciary for my clients, and sometimes I just put a weird brand match list and like just a broad match like supply or something in there, and it works.
I just love it when you use the word rat. So
okay, good.
I just had to tell everyone.
I never know if people like don't.
As long as you're not sending me pictures of them.
No, but I am subscribed to our rats on Reddit.
Okay.
Anyway, these are the most ratty ads you can ever see. Look at these.
Seen some ratty ads. You ever heard of Taboola?
This is Taboola on Reels.
They can be used for single image or carousel image ads, and they appear as a banner at the bottom of the screen during the reel playback. And yes, no offense, Jaspers, but they're not my favorite.
Julia, what is your social go-to platform of choice?
My go-to is probably Instagram.
Okay, what do you think of these ads? Are these rat ads or no?
Yeah, I would say.
I just
Giving
don't.
rat a bit.
I just feel like these are ads that are used to make it easier for CPM buyers. You're paying per thousand, and that's just rat inventory. That's what it is. Give me a better adjective than rat.
Jasper's Market employees might be listening.
But you're watching the reel to see how to make a donut or for how to decorate a cookie, like Julia. And if you're not here for whatever rat product Jasper's is selling.
I won't be buying them. Okay, next up, Netflix is shifting their focus to the ad-supported tier as subscriber growth surges. That is the name of this article, obviously. They're phasing out their cheapest ad-free plan in Canada and the UK, with plans to do the same in the US and France. This makes so much sense. Everyone has so many different streaming platforms now, and then Netflix just thinks that they have the gall to like be the most expensive one when they don't even have the best content. Like, I would rather see ads and have a cheaper streaming service.
What a disappointment streaming's been.
I would say not that. What do you mean, the prices?
No, it's just like, hey, cable TV was the devil. Like, you have to add so many add-ons. You have to have so many different services to see anything. Everybody's like, go watch The Bear. And I'm like, where do I see this? Like, I need Hulu. It's like, then this is on, you're telling me there's something about a challenge adjacent show? And I was like, I gotta get Peacock.
The traders, yeah.
And at the end of the day, you end up paying more than you would just to get cable.
But we have better content, don't you think?
If we had cable, we'd have the same thing.
I don't think so.
Okay.
TV has gotten better. Mm-hmm. And movies have gotten worse because of streaming.
So, okay. So you why you have Netflix, I'm assuming?
I was going to ask you guys this. Do we all have Netflix?
Yes.
Do you have like one show that if they got rid of it, like you would quit? Like, what's your one Netflix show? That's
100%.
like, this is what, don't say it. Let's all say it together on the count of 3.
Okay.
Do you have one?
No, I'm scared.
Okay, you got to think of one.
You have one.
If they discontinue the show, you're done with Netflix.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
1, 2, 3.
Love is Blind.
Dollhouse.
Okay.
What did you say?
Outer Banks.
Oh, I said Love is Blind. What did you say?
Gabby's Dollhouse.
Is that a real show?
Yeah, their kids' shows are really good.
Oh, Storybots is great.
Yeah.
Do you watch Storybots?
We have, but we're on a Gabby's Dollhouse kick.
Okay.
But I feel like, ad-supported, because parents just have it for the kid shows, I think. Like, I don't like any of the real I watch DCC.
Right.
But
Wait, what is Outer Banks?
Outer Banks?
Is it the fake reality show?
No, it's not a reality show.
Oh.
It's like about
It's kind of a fake
What is it
reality
about?
show, isn't
Give
it?
us a synopsis.
high schoolers who live in the Outer Banks looking for treasure.
They're really looking for treasure?
Yeah.
Can I just tell you something?
It's such a good show. Season 4 will come out shortly.
Did that sound dumb coming out of your mouth?
Yes, it did. But trust me.
They say that over 45% of new signups in markets are from these ad-supported plans. I think it makes a lot of sense. It's going to make streaming better, more affordable. They're also testing pause ads, which one of my favorite innovations in like the streaming world, where you pause the show and there's an ad.
That's cool.
Yeah, and people do
It's
really
like Kindle ads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people do really fun stuff with them too.
Wait, why didn't nobody talk about Love is Blind being my pick?
Not sure.
Do you think I should be surprised?
No, I just thought, like it shows my depth in
Yeah.
theater.
Yeah. You really like it all. Okay, next up here, Barry Schwartz is reporting on a new LSA budget option in Google Ads. You can now set a maximum monthly ad spend limit for the month in some accounts. This was spotted first by Nate Lewis at N8Lewis on X. And he said, just ran across the shiny new thing for Google Ads LSA's ad budgets. You can now set a maximum monthly ad spend limit for the month. This option was only available in one account that we have access to. But I think this is me now, Shep, not Nate Lewis, N8. Really great for small businesses. Love to see this.
The one weird thing is it starts at the beginning of the month, so it's not like a rolling average like most Google Ads are. It will stop all of your campaigns when you reach that threshold and then restart on the first of the month.
Yeah, I wish it was like flexible. Next up, Google Ads revenue was up 11% year over year, $64.62 billion in ad revenue for Q2.
Wow.
Raising budgets will do that, people.
That was one of our best stickers.
We got to bring it back.
Yeah.
I need some new stickers.
We also have some really cool new stuff coming, maybe in like a month and a half-ish, maybe a month. So look out for that. Hopefully we get new swag. We got to talk about that.
Yeah.
But I love that little raising budgets.
Yeah, never forget. And Barry has a beautiful chart on here that really speaks for itself. It's just going up and to the right.
Yeah.
Google's revenue.
Yeah. And I talked about this on It's New, but we've seen this coming for a long time. And it's like the most diabolical thing in the world to say, guess what? I'm going to allow the ad platform to determine my bid and my competitor's bid and my other competitor's bid and my other competitor's bid and my other competitor's bid, and then pit them against each other. And this is what you should do. It's called smart bidding. What do you think is going to happen? And we've seen like CPCs going up, like nonstop. So I think it's helpful to know like what do you want to do here, and it's like try other things, test different stuff, try Pmax with a page feed, try different, try demand gen. Try different options, try targeting specific audiences, try doing different elements. And that's where a good agency is of such value, because you're able to layer on efficiency on top of this core stuff that you need to go after that is super competitive with CPCs going up. That is what makes a good agency differentiate itself from a bad agency.
More news from Alphabet's earnings call. Philip Schindler, Alphabet's Senior Vice President and Chief Business Officer, confirmed during the call that Google will, quote, soon test search and shopping ads in AI overviews. So this was announced at Google Marketing Live. We had no news about when it was coming. Now we have soon.
We're at 7% of queries having an AI overview, people. Let's pump the brakes a bit.
Or
Maybe
people
make it
asking
work
for
first.
it? Were people asking for it? I was confused. I'm not.
It's so hard to even care when I can't find an AI overview.
Yeah.
Like, why do I care? Make AI overviews great again, and then let's go. It used to be at like
Were they
65%. I mean, at least you could find them.
Yeah.
I mean, it told you to drink urine and eat rocks, but at least it was there.
I need them to make them great, like, at all. I don't think they've ever been great.
I might have some news for you coming up.
Okay, great. And finally here, via Bram Vanderhalen on LinkedIn, Meta has a new event coverage stat for Facebook advertisers working with the Conversion API. And he says this shows the total number of browser and server events sent to Meta. So if you are an API user, be sure to check that out. What's happening in organic?
All right, first up, Shep, like I said, good news for AI overviews. If you can find them, there is apparently a link citation test happening. This is what AI overviews should be.
Do they listen to the show?
I think they listen to people that do not click on the AI overviews, are confused and hate them. Again, my Finstradamus was it wouldn't launch until this happened, but it's great to see this happen anyway. And again, It's technically launched, but as we reported last week, it's still like 7% of queries. And here, there was a search for how to view website traffic in GA4, and there's a ordered list of 4 different points, and each point has a little link icon that takes you off of the AI overviews to a website where it was sourced from. This
Stunning.
is phenomenal. This is Perplexity-esque, where you can see the usage and why you'd want to use it. People, for some reason, hate on the AI overviews concept in general. I think it's a fantastic concept. The execution has been unbelievably bad. This is what we want to see. People want to know the information. As great as AI is, it is not a trustable source. And you understand why they're doing this. They're telling people to eat rocks, to glue cheese to their pizza, to drink urine, and do dumb stuff.
Yeah.
And by at least providing the link, you can go yourself and quickly check that citation. And this is phenomenal. A lot of times we rip on Google. This is a great change. And I hope that they implement it. Also, I guess marketing adjacent news, Google's Gemini AI will be all over the Paris Olympics broadcast, according to The Verge. The Verge says, and I just want to read this because it's funny. It said, as part of a deal to promote Gemini and Google's other AI tools, announcers and commenters will squeeze Google search AI overviews into broadcast segments by trying to answer Olympic and Paralympic questions. Between this and the AI-generated Al Michael recaps, hopefully it all works better than the time it told us to add glue to our pizza or said we should expose all of the film in a camera to fix a jam.
I'm interested in the Al Michaels recaps, AI generated.
They're trying to use his voice to prolong the prolific Al Michaels, I believe. But all I really want in Gemini is for Gemini to go to the Olympics coverage and cut out everything that's not sports. All the backstories, all the nonsense, all the family stuff. I just want to see the sports.
You're the only one. You need your own channel.
I agree.
Is that true?
I want the stories.
Yeah.
I want to hear from Simone Biles' mom. I want it all.
I just want to,
I want more.
I just want to see what Simone Biles is doing. That's it.
But you don't know enough about how cool it is that she's doing it because nobody's ever done it before if you don't know the story.
Yeah, but I'd like to see her doing it.
You don't like to know that she's jumping taller than 2 Michael Phelps when she does a flip. That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what I'm asking for is not going to happen, but maybe we'll see, again, how many quarts of urine Michael Phelps drinks before a match from the AI overview tool. All right, and from Google Analytics over on Twitter X, they said we've added 3 new additional UTM fields to the traffic source record for more advanced channel analytics and BigQuery. Those fields are manual source platform, manual creative format, and manual marketing tactic. Cool that you could pull all this stuff in and accept it by BigQuery. In Hold My Beer news, apparently, according to Mark Williams Cook, the director at Candor, and on the Search with Candor podcast, he said, this is pretty big. It looks like Reddit is now blocking all search engines except Google. And he's showing an example on Bing. And it's we've just seen Reddit skyrocket. Maybe it's some agreement.
That's what I'm thinking,
doing this, but we're seeing Reddit and search, everybody complaining about Reddit and search, and then it's whoop, we're blocking all search engines. But I guess except Google. Maybe there's some agreement or something. All right, and Google is adding AI-generated images to the knowledge panels. There's an example of Ludwig van Beethoven, and it looks like a cartoonish
I don't like it.
example of a fiery old man. Julia, your thoughts?
I'm terrified of this.
Why do we need this? It's I don't need a cartoon version. I don't need cartoon AI of Beethoven.
Yeah. Just give me the real Beethoven.
Nobody wants this.
I don't like the look of it. It's creepy.
All right, and Google Search AI Overviews has video descriptions, apparently. And in a listing for Indently about how to build a chatbot, there is a overview where it recaps in the description of what the video is about. I think this is great. I think it'd be great for YouTube as well. tables. You could just upload the video and it can summarize things. I think this is really what we need AI for, is for like helping to assist. I do not want creepy old man cartoon Beethoven. I want you to line up the chapters in Marketing Clock for us using AI, and I want you to make a description using AI, and that makes sense. That is it in organic. What's happening in social, Julia?
First up for social, Instagram announced they're expanding notes to Reels and feed posts. So they announced another expansion of its notes messaging feature, with users now able to leave notes on both Reels and feed posts in the app. The notes last for 3 days and can only be left by mutual followers. We do have a screenshot here of what this looks like. Shep tested this out on a Marketing a Clock post. The note shows up on the bottom left-hand corner of the post, and in this picture it looks like Greg's staring right at it, so can't miss it.
It's kind of cute.
Yeah. And it says interesting. So.
I don't get the point.
Yeah.
And also, Julia just really wanted to do a good job with social because it's her first week reporting. So we tested it, and she did one on one of my posts. And all of a sudden, I have all these followers from Corning, New York, which is where Julia's from.
So that is the thing. If they notify everyone you follow that you left your first note. So fair warning.
Yeah, and on the Marketing a Clock one, I left one, hi, this is my influence. We only got one new follower from it, my friend Jack. But Julia's influence, I got like 10.
I know.
So you really are, like, you're an Instagram influencer.
I wouldn't say all that. Maybe they just really like Shep's post.
But it says a lot about the show. I really don't get the point, though.
Yeah, it's like a comment, but not. Also, like, I don't want random people to just, like, be doing that on my post.
You can't, though, if it's mutual, right?
Well, right, but, like, come on.
Almost
Do you know
like-
all your followers like that?
No, I don't know any of them.
There you go.
It just seems like it's almost like an exclusive comment club.
No.
You know? No? Okay.
So why do we need that?
Just DM or, like...
I've
that's
never
an
looked at a
exclusive
note.
comment club.
Do you look at notes? You're an Instagram user.
I mean, no, but this would just come up.
Right, but notes.
Yeah.
Like
Never.
notes as is. Did
Never,
you use it?
Never.
Yeah, I don't get this.
Yeah.
So, and then all of your followers get a notification. Christine left a comment on Marketing a Clock's reel. Like, it's a lot.
I think, yeah. Just,
People are going to spam the heck out of this.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a problem.
So you need to comment on a Marketing a Clock post so we
we need
your
Corning.
Corning followers.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
We're going to get a bunch of glass blowers following us.
Up next from Reddit, they're launching a sports partnership program to enhance engagement. This new program will bring exclusive sports content into the app, feeding into dedicated sports communities to drive more engagement. Redditors will gain access to video highlights from games, player AMAs, behind-the-scenes videos, and more special content posted by the leagues throughout the season. I think this is kind of cool. I think it'll be a good, lead to more potential ad outreach, specifically for sports-related brands.
Okay, so you're an Instagram user. Do you use Reddit?
Never.
Will this change your mind, and will you become a Redditor?
Absolutely not.
I'm not really a sports person.
She likes the Olympics.
Yeah.
The stories.
I feel like maybe you need to do this, Greg, instead of watching the Olympics.
Yeah.
No, we just need
get your
like
clips.
I need to just watch the Olympics with one of you, and we just need to tag team the Olympics.
Take turns.
Where you're like, hey, sports are on, tag me out.
Next up, Pinterest has announced AI background generation process for product shots. The goal is that brands should be able to type in whatever style they like based on common descriptors, and Pinterest system will be able to provide options for your product shot in that aesthetic. I think this is a pretty cool feature. They have a few images of some products they did this with. My personal favorite is this single tan shoe in a parking lot.
Wait, is it a parking lot?
Why is it in a
I thought
parking
that was
lot?
a carpet.
I zoomed in on it earlier, and that's a car that you're seeing in the background.
That looks like a crime scene.
It does.
That is dusty.
Yeah.
This is a murder.
It's like spooky Cinderella, Like your shoe fell off, maybe got kidnapped.
It's scary.
Maybe Prince Charming's coming. We don't know.
Who put this in the release?
I don't know.
But some of the other ones look nice.
A single shoe.
And then last from X, they're testing an option to block links in your own personal post replies. This could work pretty well for blocking spammy links in the reply conversation. Andrew Hutchinson from Social Media Today thinks it's just X trying to keep people on the site and not stray away from them.
We always believe Andrew Hutchinson here.
Right.
It's also people trying to be like, don't link to Snopes. and like disprove this. But sorry, you have community notes.
And that brings us to our real life segment, straight out of our accounts and into your ear holes. It's time for Working Hard or Hardly Working, where we talk about what's going on in our IRL work, good, bad, or otherwise.
I have been big into like sometimes something will come to me off hours when I'm not supposed to be working, or maybe I need to catch up on some things at night and I don't want to bother people, so I'll like schedule Slack messages to go out in the morning, but then I'll like forget and I'll have like multiple for one person for like unrelated things, and then I just look like a crazy person in the morning. So it's a nice feature, just be careful. And it's nice for like email delayed send too, if you ever need to catch up on things, because it's easier to just like write it out in Slack than to write it down and try to remember it tomorrow. So I've been doing that a lot. What about you, Julia?
Hardly working for me this week is the workspace filter guide in Google. I swear it comes up every time I click on anything. I already have different views, workspaces built out. I don't need it.
And that particular part has been live for like
A long
years.
time, yeah.
And why is it delayed? You stole mine, but why is it delayed? Like I'll load the page, I'll start going down and looking for, and then it pops up when I have like something happening. I'm trying to change a bit, T-Raw's bit or something.
Talk about ruining lives.
Yeah.
Like, can you do
really.
something, please, Google? Like, please.
Yeah. Like they need the AI just to tell all those dumb engineers that need a job to stop messing with our stuff.
Yeah. I keep getting this email about a survey and I want to reply and be like, I don't have time for the whole survey right now, but like, please get rid of the workspace filter guide. Like, we know how to use it. Please.
All right. And then for me, I'll just say that I've seen decent success with demand gen lately. Like I know when it came out, we didn't see a ton of success. Been pretty pleased with some of the demand gen. Obviously, you need to have video to really do it the right way. But if you're trying to cover Gmail, YouTube, and Discover, like, give it a shot. If you haven't before, give it a high ROAS. This is like we talked about before. Finding those layers of profitability is what makes you great. And demand gen is worth a test if you haven't done it in a while.
You're talking e-commerce?
I'm talking e-commerce for this specifically. Yes.
Okay.
Now it's time for this week's ICYMI.
ICYMI, people.
This is something you just might not have seen. Maybe something that you overlooked, but you shouldn't have.
ICYMI, people. This one is from Boris Basaric at Boris Basaric on X. He said this week, just realized that AI asset generation is currently only supported for the English language. The moment you replace the URL with one in English, it kicks off the process. So if you want that in other markets, looks like you might have to wait. Thank you, Boris.
Maybe they shouldn't use intelligence for the I. I feel like you can translate.
Yeah.
Weird.
Now it's time for our must-read marketing article of the week. An article so advanced, so in-depth, so detailed that we simply cannot cover it in its entirety on today's show.
All right, and this week's must-read marketing article of the week comes from the one and only Ginny Marvin over on Search Engine Journal, and she has a guide to keyword prioritization and the newest query matching controls in Google Ads. I just have to say, I wrote an article on Search Engine Land about identical match because it was a strange concept to me like a few years back. Ginny goes through and talks about where prioritization happens and how you can succeed and make sure the campaigns you care about get prioritization over other campaigns. And has a bunch of great visuals in there. And I talked about it last week, but these are things that we really love to see from Google liaisons who are doing the best that they can with what they have. And this is a phenomenal article. And if you have any questions about it, identical match, priority levels, go check this out. Great article. Thank you, Ginny. And Ginny, we trust over on searchenginejournal.com.
And now on to our playlist of curated songs to work to. You can head over to playlist.marketingoclock.com to listen to Marketing a Playlist. Julia, what will you be adding this week?
I'm adding 28 by Zach Bryan.
Okay, I'm adding, this is a weird one.
You didn't need to preface
Mine are
that.
all
You could have
weird.
just said your pick and it'd be the same. It's going to be from some Disney animated movie.
No.
And it's going to be, okay.
Okay, this is called Baliza Pula. I don't think I should try with this person's name. Masayoshi Takana. It's all instrumental. I found this playlist called Summer Instrumental Jazz Mix. This is a vibe, and it's 8 minutes long.
Okay,
It sounds like you're at this like jazzy club.
All right, I'm going to go with TV on the radio and the song Happy Idiot.
Oh, that's me. All right, that does it for today's show.
It is now officially not Marketing O'Clock,
Thanks for listening.
We miss you already.
and we can't wait to see you next week.
Thanks for listening to Marketing O'Clock. If you're looking for more information on today's topics, head over to marketingoclock.com/newsletter to receive every single article we covered. We share the news as it breaks in our Discord community. Head over to community.marketingoclock.com to join.
Honest question. Did you feel like you were kind of born for this?
Bored for this?
Yeah.
No.
No?
I feel like this is my worst nightmare.
Welcome to this week's Shootin The Heck. We're after our famous Friday news show. We don't talk about marketing anymore. We just
Shoot the heck.
And we are back at it with everyone's favorite game for Julia's first Shootin The Heck. What's
Yes.
the game?
It's obviously everybody's favorite game. It is Travel Buddies. You're going to go across the globe and you have to choose one travel partner that you are going to go on this excursion with. Of note, just because they like something doesn't mean that you're going to play it in your travels. It's just like a personality type. Who do you want to go with? Okay, first up, somebody whose favorite ice cream is Chunky Monkey or somebody whose favorite ice cream is fish food.
Can I look up what's in them?
Yes, Chunky Monkey, I believe, is chocolate-covered bananas. There might be some peanut butter in there. There might be banana-flavored ice cream, maybe some walnuts, and then fish food is marshmallows, chocolate pieces, chocolate ice cream.
I kind of hate both. I don't like bananas, and I love marshmallow-flavored ice cream, but I don't want like a chewy marshmallow in the middle of my ice cream.
Okay, well, the good news is
What's
you're not
worse?
going on a trip, so you have to pick
Okay.
the person.
Aren't I going on the trip with the person?
Right, but you're not one of the people selected, so you don't have to eat it. You're just trying to
Okay.
choose which personality type you like. Have you had either, Julia?
I have not had either.
What?
But I do have an answer.
We're going to have a taste test next week.
I would love to.
And isn't fish food like about the band fish?
Correct.
So they're
It's a little
probably
fun,
like,
right?
they're kind of like the Grateful Dead vibes, right?
Well, that would be Cherry Garcia, but yeah,
Oh, but aren't they like the same?
pretty much.
Like the same people listen.
I mean, everybody that likes those bands just got so highly offended by that comment. But yes.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like they both like smoke marijuana and drink red wine, right?
Yeah, and there
Okay.
may be some other natural substances that would turn them into a fun guy.
Okay. You seem confident, Julia.
I'm going to go fish food just because I'm a big fan of the marshmallow and ice cream. I feel like it's just more of a fun person.
Yeah.
S'mores vibes, campfire,
Yeah.
leads
I
to
like
other
it.
Things.
And
Okay.
I really don't like bananas.
Same, yeah.
And I
Smells weird.
accidentally shared the answer sheet with you. Did you cheat and look at that?
No.
Okay, well, I can tell because you picked the wrong answer. The correct answer is Chunky Monkey. There's a little bit more of a health undertone to this, right? You're not going to be out there trying to get your hands on whatever grows in the ground and that you can smoke somehow. These people like bananas, and they're just trying to have a little fun, eat some fruit, be healthy. They're going to be able to travel further distances. They're going to be a much healthier person.
No one wants to be healthy on vacation.
And it's all
That's the
ice
whole point.
cream.
No, but there's fruit. A banana's a fruit shop.
It's still ice cream.
Okay. Next up, I don't know if we did this one before. I just thought of it now. Somebody has very bad BO. There's somebody that has very bad flatulence.
Oh, no.
So bad. I feel like at least the BO doesn't have a noise.
See,
I mean,
yeah,
you haven't.
there's-
This is bad BO, just for the record.
Yeah, but you have to be with them all the time, and they just smell like
Do you want to smell someone's farts?
Well, like, no, but I don't know.
Can't you make the person take a bath while you're on the trip?
It's still going to be bad.
I have to check the official rules.
I feel like you picked the last one.
The last
So I'll go with this one.
Okay.
We're going to take the person with the BO over the farts.
Okay. I like some of the rationale behind it. But let me check out the correct answer. You're actually supposed to take the farts one because the goal would be you just keep moving. right? BL stays with
That's
you.
actually a good point.
And with you're just like, hey, we're going to be walking out trip, right? And then you're just like, boom, just crop dusting, leaving it behind you.
What about the flights?
You know, flights are going to be a little tricky. There's going to be a lot of blame going around those seats. You know, like 16A is going to get a lot of blame over there. You know,
that one's like a lose-lose.
Yeah.
Okay.
We weren't left with any good options.
Okay. Somebody whose favorite game is Battleship, or somebody whose favorite game is Clue.
Ooh, I have an answer.
Okay.
Let's hear
I
it.
love Clue.
I do too.
feel like that's just like a fun, like, you know, gotta think a little.
Yeah. And like Battleship, you're going overseas. Like these are people we could be at a naval war with one day. Like you don't want to like give them ideas or encourage anything.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is your final answer?
Clue.
Colonel Mustard in the library.
It was actually the candlestick and the billiard room. You're incorrect. The correct answer is actually Battleship. Because if you go with Clue, that person is going to be over-analyzing everything. We're like, I've got reservations at the steakhouse at 7 p.m. They're like, well, what if we go at 6:30 and we make sure we get window seats and I need to make sure they have the prime rib? They're going to be over-analyzing everything. They'll be like, oh, that's what you do in Clue is you're just over-analyzing things. Battleship is just like, here's a number. Boom. Good. That's what you want. You want a fun time on vacation. Fair.
I strongly disagree.
When raining, somebody that turns the wiper on aggressively too high or somebody that turns the wiper on too low. Either way, you're uncomfortable. Too high or too low.
You got to go high.
I have to go low.
At least you can see, right?
No.
Good
The
news.
windshield wipers are my biggest. I cannot stand that.
Yeah, you have a passion for this.
I don't turn mine on like ever, so.
I manually do on mine.
Yeah,
I'm like
every
manual.
5 seconds I fix
I'm
it.
a manual
Yeah.
guy.
So low for sure. The high, I will die. I cannot.
We're going with Julia's answer.
I'm
You're going
sorry,
on low?
Shep.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Okay. If it wasn't a vacation, you'd be correct. If it was just like somebody you'd want to hang around with, but on vacation, you need somebody you're going to have a high importance of safety. And the person that has the wiper going faster.
You just told us we didn't want anyone who overanalyzed anything wants to have a fun time.
I'm talking about like dinner plans and you're going to be like, oh, I can't have matcha. I would rather go here. This is a better experience. This is different. This is somebody that's just trying to be safe. You want to be safe on vacation. If you actually look at the answers, there is a clear-cut answer for each one of these every single week.
I'd love to see them.
Okay. And it is you need the precedence on safety. That's the answer. We can do one more if you guys want to go another shot.
Okay.
How many did you get this time so far?
All of them, I think.
0. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Somebody that pretends they are never sick. Oh. Or somebody that always pretends they are sick.
Oh, this is a good
Yeah,
one.
that's hard.
This is a good one. You don't want to be traveling with someone who's sick.
Yeah. Who's always like,
I'd rather be with a whiner. We're going to take the person who pretends that they're always sick. They're just going to complain the whole time, but at least they're not spreading diseases all over the world.
yeah.
Is that's your final answer?
Yeah, I agree with that.
You have very good logic, but that you slightly lost on this one. This was a really tough one.
I like how you point at the screen like the answers are written.
It's right here.
I can
Because
see it.
the person that pretends they're sick, you're going into different countries. Even if they're not sick, you're the only one that knows that. Them, you and them. Everybody else is going to be like, I'm not letting the sick person into this restaurant. I'm not letting the sick person into my country.
So you'd rather them actually let a sick person in?
Yeah. What?
Yeah, you're not going to be able to go on vacation with the person that is always pretending they're sick. They're not going to let them in. Being like, oh, let's go to Disney World with this person that is hobbling and coughing up a lung, and there's really no issue.
Okay. Well,
At least you'll get into Disney World.
it's a really sad first performance, but
If you just listen to her more,
yeah.
you might have done better.
She agreed with me most of the time.
And
Okay. We'll see you next week. Sorry.
It's officially marketing o'clock. Settle in, sit back, keep it locked.